Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is a Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, the 6th of September, 2025. And today is normally we would have Jim Charles on, but due to... Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is a Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, the 6th. Anywho, according to Jim's health, which is fine, but he needed some rest. He's taking the morning off. So we have with us a very capable, wonderful, happy to jump in channel called Will Mitchell, who's here with us.
Hello, great to be here.
I have webbing between his fingers. We don't know because of
The background.
have it. You definitely have it in with the background. Anyway, we won't hold it against you. So, Will, hi, welcome.
Welcome. Welcome everyone. It's great to be here. So many people are talking already. We'll see who comes through.
Okay.
I didn't expect to be channeling today, but there's amazing. I'm here at Jim's, and he just wasn't feeling well. I came to visit a little early and come to the webinar, but now I'm channeling. So maybe make some requests to plant some seeds. We've got some great requests already. And we'll see if they come up with a theme. They normally do, but blessings will help.
Okay, great. I only see a few requests in the chat, and if we've discussed them, I will tell you I don't remember. So let's start with the blessings, though, however, and we'll get to that in just a
Do we
moment.
do announcements first?
Yes, we can.
That way we can go right from blessings and right. Okay. Right, here I am. All right, welcome everybody. We are having our part 2 of the pendulum class. It's going to be this afternoon. If you are a participant in that, I did send the link in the email out on how to get into that class. What an amazing class so far. I loved it. So, Krishna Priya as our wonderful instructor. The other portion that we've got for announcements, our book From the Galaxy with Love, written by Jim and Max. And that book is available on Amazon. The second book, Elijah Speaks. These are all recordings of Elijah's words to humanity, put in book form. It is a paperback, because I said hardcover. It is a paperback. It is available for you to purchase. The cost of the book is $16, and then depending on where you are, the shipping to receive a soft cover book. This will also be autographed by Jim. So if you are interested, please email classes@hucolo.org. I will get this if you're interested in getting this book.
Great. How many copies do you have? It's a limited.
Maybe 40, 30 or
Great.
40. Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
And then, yeah, so those will be limited. The people that participated in the gathering last year, they had the ability to purchase the book and also get it signed on that. So, but if I've already mailed and shipped out several copies. Thank you to all of those that have purchased it, and yeah, it's a great read.
Okay, good. All right. So we will start with now with some blessings. The order will be Yana, Susan, Ariana, Barbara, Celeste, Wendy, and then will be doing translations.
Okay. Hi, guys. Shtikartunuma ka ite ne hatea to shtukort honoi kata ite. Pert en hea ka ort mahaite te shakortuno iha. Ha te no ko ortumaya takana ite ka ishtikite artatua. Ha tai ne te ko matai ste tortuma katai. Akai ne ke tai te tomoko ort ohoya. Hayana te pert e hea kana tostu. Parta no ko oiti kanaya te. Pante oort makayanata.
Changes are a part of life. They come and they go, and we have our mindsets. Go with the flow with these changes. Stay aligned with who you are, with being who you are. As we continue to go through changes, stay focused. Stay focused on what you wish to create. Stay focused on God and God's presence in your life and your ability to handle anything.
Ka siuko te aia tia, tuku ia ia kia ti sia, tutu ia ia kita sia o ku ia ia te ia kia, tutu ia sia ia kia, tu ia sia ia kia, tutu ia sia kita, hia sa ia tu ia ia kita ia su ia ia te te sia, ti u ia ia kia, ti tia tu sia ia tu kika, hia sa ia ia tia, tutu tu ia ia tia sia, tutu kia, ti tia sia, ti tia, kukoa. Blessings.
The quantum realm is responding to your vibration, to every thought, to every word, to every action that you have. This quantum realm is your co-creative partner. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of what you are creating.
Ake nei ka tā hu te kamana I ka nā hata e te I karai koto e na mai e nā karai ka rā here hi kore mai karai ka ata e te ai kona I ka nā ata e kore e moi nā I karai kono e na mai karai nā ka rā hari. Ai nā mā kono e na mai kono I tigi e re akare e kore ke rā ata ke rā ka roi e na mana I ka rā here e rā ora mana I. A karai kono e na mana I ka rā nganai. Kura ka mana I kono kono mai ka rā nai.
Your essence is your own. And on this earth plane, your interaction with the earth energies are bringing forth what you desire as you cleanse yourself and move forward on this earth, creating through your essence.
Te toro ka rapa te ki ana tō, te parata kara hiki kisi, shinura patara ta kura sisi a tatu, kiki ni mi ara te tukuru tu, kiki abara ka raka te ki a tatukuru, kiasa. Namaste.
We, your friends from outside of this world, are with you. We are with you energetically and psychically. We are here to help in any way that we can to help bring about the changes inside, to bring about the healing, to bring about the blessings which you wish to bring forth from you.
Atorshutunu hu la papatatihi matana hu hu tu shitur pelahate boho torotopoti nashu terbatlata papatana mahu tu ya patashi atonyo. Namaskar.
Many of you are not aware as to how powerful you truly are. Much of this power is innate to you. It is not what the mind thinks is your power. It is not this egoic power that you have. It's this internal essence that you already are, that is aching to come out. But the mind is what is limiting it. By putting on labels of what your energy is and can be, it just stops who you really are and what you can really do.
No hiana ta iete ni oire ni e shijora aki ni ho shara na ira na hata I kia ore ni ire na e ta to koyenia he she hiuro ata hai na euro ie ta to hiana mas ta ta kuishi I te to inyara ni ta ta de diara o rit ni to o ta hieni oro ni ia Hashtachiurut hata inieretiki. Othoera.
Don't overanalyze what you wish to create. Don't overanalyze what your vibration is. Allow your heart to create. Allow your vibration to create. Allow your essence to create.
Thank you. So, Will,
Krishna Priya.
thank you. I would you like to go through the requests or should we just go and then have questions? I kind of feel like we should have questions, but it's up to you. I want you to.
Okay. We there is an MC here who's willing to be the host and then take whatever questions and bring in whomever.
Okay, so then I should go through the request
Okay.
then. Okay. Someone from the hybrid program, i.e. Cynthia Tucker, or Cynthia, I think it is, but maybe it's either Cynthia or Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Thank you. The Juaag,
Juaag.
thank you. Those people. And Christine has requested Hat Sech Put, who is the one of the female what do they call it? Pharaohs. And Adama from Telos, Saint Germain. And that's all I have there. Let me look at our friends in the YouTube.
Interesting that somebody requested Saint Germain because he's the one who wants to be the MC.
Oh, who was it that requested that? That was Wendy. Okay. All right. I don't see any requests in the YouTube chat, so I will say there are none, but I'm sure there's very many questions. And then, as I had stated, there was some questions from one of our friends that came to me via Facebook, and it's a lot of questions to the beings that are connected to this. It's Anya, and it's the questions related to this three-eye atlas, the Juaag, as Jim has said that they were. So if we do get them, I have quite some questions for them. And then whomever Saint Germain wants to gatekeep would be fantastic. And also there's also in the chat, they're asking for the consciousness of the three-eye atlas. So there's a lot of interest in that right now as that ship or ships makes its way to us.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And someone wants the first leader guide of Nova Gaia. The first Nova guide of Gaia. I think I said that right. Yeah. Okay. Let me spotlight you.
Okay.
Ooh, you're spotlighted. Okay. All right. Whenever you're ready, we're here and we're looking forward to your channeling, and I hope you have a nice session.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, and Kuan Yin, I forgot. And Kuan Yin, sorry.
I am as you call Saint Germain.
Welcome.
Apparently, I'm coming to MC the event, to handle the questions and bring in whomever is necessary to handle the questions. As a reminder, each individual is on their own ascension path, on our own growth path. Even me, as an ascended master, am on my own growth path. In this realm, we are continually learning. The energy is continually changing. Understanding the laws of the universe help me only so much. My intention and my focus brings forth my reality and how I interact with this universe, which is all that I have ever taught, is that alignment, the state of the mind, the state of the heart. These are the things that are of importance. These are the things that matter to how we create, how we experience this thing called life, how we bring forth and interact with everyone else who's having similar but different experiences. How we handle these things, how we have our viewpoint. Is our mind aligned with our heart? Is our heart speaking for us? How we enjoy life, how we view everything that's happening in the energies that are around. By controlling our mindset, by aligning our mindset, by reinforcing our mindset, we bring forth what we wish to create. We bring forth what we wish to experience. You are creating everything in your reality. That is the hardest thing for the human mind to understand. This quantum realm, this 3D reality, there's not much difference to it. How your mind works influences what is being attracted to you. You are this magnet for all of your experiences. If we start to understand this, if we start to experience this as our truth, then we start to see that we can have influence over the outcome. Besides, I want it to be this way. We can bring forth many magnificent things. As a human, you are a part of a collective consciousness. You are a part of various localized consciousnesses. Whenever you're in a room, you are part of that local collective consciousness. Whenever you are in a city or a town, you are a part of that collective consciousness. Country, planet, solar system. These are all various layers of the collective consciousness, which you are a part of. Understanding the interactions between other humans, other people, we'll call them people, because there are many who are non-human who are walking on your earth plane. Understanding that each and every other individual is on their own path, even though there is a collective consciousness vibration linking everyone together. They have their own mindset, and they are creating from their own heart center. Understanding this, that they're creating their reality, and you are creating your reality, and that you both are linked by trying to dictate what others do and what others think and how others are creating, that only deteriorates from the individual's experience, from the one who's doing the judging. Judgment is a part of this 3D reality. It is a part of the lessons that each human needs to understand to ascend into their higher mind, to ascend into the higher reality that is possible to experience as a human. This higher mind is a part of who you already are. But this belief that this 3D reality cannot be influenced, the best way to influence other people is to not judge them, to allow them to be and to make mistakes as the human mind would think that they are mistakes. They are simply creating and learning how to make a mistake and learning how not to make a mistake. That is it. This human 3D reality is based on opposites. It's based on knowing what is preferable and what is not preferable. We can say hot and cold, but we only know that we prefer warm in the middle, or we prefer hot, or we prefer cold. We only know that we prefer it because the others exist and we have experienced them. And we decided that it does not align with our vibration to experience that continuously. We can allow them to be just as they are, to honor them just as they are, to see the light in them just as they are, no matter who they are, no matter what they're doing, no matter what the human mind wants to say that they're doing is right or wrong, or judge them, or anything. They are on their own divine path, their own ascension path, their own way to their truth. There is only one truth. This divinity that is in everyone. This divinity that is shared amongst everyone. There is no difference in the divinity between anyone else that you see and yourself. And there's no difference between this divinity and the Almighty. There is no difference. There is only a difference in the mind of the individual. This mind of God understands all of this and honors all of this and everyone's individual path in their own learning, in their own time, in their own way. This is the divine viewpoint. This divine viewpoint is inside each and every one of us if we choose to adopt it. If we choose to adopt this, that opens the doorway to creation, to this creative power that is already flowing through each and every one of us, effortlessly creating as our heart desires. You are already using this power. But the human mind is this thing that is causing all this opposites and the contrast and the frustrations and the disappointment. The mind is the thing that is creating all of this. And as a human, we have learned to imprint this and remember it and say, I don't want to experience that, so I'm going to avoid it. So I'm going to remember it so I can avoid it in the future. And then other experiences, that was really great. I'm going to remember it. I'm going to imprint it. I'm going to remember it so I can do it again and have the same experience again. But with the divine mind, the divine mind sees everything as valuable. Those moments of regret, those moments of elation, they are all of the same value. They are all experience that is taking life beyond what it has been before. With this mindset, we are no longer saying, I do not want that anymore. You have just cut away 50% of the creational possibilities by saying, I don't want that anymore. And by focusing on that, guess what you are creating? More of that. By focusing on a clear mind, by focusing on your heart center, all the possibilities are limitless. Are there any questions?
Let me see. One moment. Yes. Ariana has a question for Saint Germain. And then we'll go back to Wendy. Sorry, but since I said Ariana first. Go ahead, Ariana.
Hi, Saint Germain. Thank you for coming.
Greetings.
Yes, and I have a question regarding what you were just talking about. And it's a little personal, but I think it's relevant to humanity in general. I recently cut off a few people who are close to me, and I'm no longer speaking to them. And I want to know your perspective or your thought process regarding feeling the need to cut other people off who are close to you. Uh, because of a lack of respect or because of whatever reason someone might cut someone else off from their life, or feel the need to, like, could I hear your perspective on that and the balance between loving others and for who they are, but also honoring yourself and who's able to be close to you and your energy? Because that was, for me, my perspective was, it was through uh, respect for myself and honoring myself, but I also want to make sure that I'm listening to, ascended masters like yourself. So I appreciate your thoughts on that.
Thank you for your question. It is an amazing question, and it is a very human question. And as a human, we need to think of ourselves, and we need to do the things that help us along our path, help us with our ease, help us with not having as much frustration in our lives. In the human thought process for cutting people off, I don't want that anymore, which is okay. It's a human thing to do. And as we learn how to be more human, as we have more compassion for other people, as we learn to interact with people, we learn we don't want those things. We are standing up for ourselves. We are setting boundaries. These are all normal and good things for humans to do. To understand what you're doing by setting the boundaries is telling the universe how you want to be treated. Simple as that. And it is okay for you to be treated the way you want to be treated. With a divine mindset, you will no longer create those experiences where people are coming in and encroaching on your personal space, your boundaries, not treating you as respect. As we learn to listen to our own internal guidance system, we're learning when to set boundaries and when not to set boundaries. As we progress, as we ascend, as we enlighten our being, as we enlighten our mindset, as we enlighten our frustration, we are learning that we are now creating on a different path. It is okay to set up those boundaries. As we interact with people, we are discovering, we're on the path of discovering how we want to be treated. And by setting up those boundaries, we are deciding that we have value. We are reinforcing that we have value, which is an important part of every individual's ascension process. Once one achieves a higher mindset, will understand that no one can take away from our own internal value. And that is a very freeing mindset. Those people who were devaluing our own internal value or our own thought of our own value, they can't take that away with a higher mindset or with an understanding, a knowing, whether we call it a higher mindset or a knowing or I feel the value. It's always here. Once one knows this, no one can encroach on it, no matter where you are, whether you get put in prison or whether it's a prison of your own mind. This freedom of knowing one's internal value, one's connectedness to everything, and that this too shall pass. This mindset is the saving grace. Continue to set up your own boundaries. Continue to reinvest in the value inside, to reinvest in your own respect for your own being, which is important. Yes, Kuan Yin will have a different opinion a little later, and we can get to her compassionate opinion. Know that you're on your own path and they're on their own path, but you reinforcing your own value is important to you. This reinforcing your value, can you do this, though, respectfully? Can you do this respectfully to the other people? And once you understand how to set your own boundaries appropriately, where you can interact with those people who formally encroached on your personal space or your personal respect, or however you see it, it won't upset you anymore because you are respecting your own boundaries. You know where they are. And maybe, just maybe, you'll create it a different way. But this is all a part of this master class, this humanity, this 3D reality on planet Earth. It's all a part of this. And that the more that you respect yourself, that's your vibration being sent out to everyone else, which is the teaching vibration. I respect myself. I love myself. You are sending that vibration out to the universe. In the human mind, the judging mind, the people who are not doing that, they will receive this vibration. It will make inroads. By you respecting yourself, loving yourself, and emanating that vibration. The more that do this by law of the universe, the more the entire collective consciousness of the earth will change. Does that make sense? Does this answer your question?
Yes, this was perfect. Thank you so much. I think that that was very valuable for myself and many people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wendy has a question. Wendy is also the one that requested.
Hello, Saint Germain. That's so interesting that Ariana asked about the question that was going to be my second question on sovereignty and boundaries. So you've elaborated quite a bit into that, and I thank you. So my question is going to be on the seven rays, how that's related to new birth, which I believe is also tied into um, the blood moon coming up and the eclipse energies. And Master Hilarium has also been coming in quite a bit with energies, and healing, I think, is tied in with that as well. So, any input that you can give regarding kind of the combination of these that seem to be fitting together at this time?
Yes. Greetings and blessings. And thank you for inviting me. And thank you for your questions. One moment. The seven rays. The seven rays are very, very powerful emanations of the divine, emanations of God, if you will, emanations of perfection, omniscience. You, as a part of the collective consciousness, have created these seven rays, have split apart the rays of God into seven colors. And although the Ascended Masters, there is an Ascended Master associated with each ray of God, each of the Ascended Masters understands all of the rays and understand the rays of God and the paths to divinity, your divinity, the true divinity. How we connect with any of the seven rays, do not overanalyze it. Do not judge it. If you're attracted to one particular ray at one particular time, or one particular ascended master at any particular time, it is because there's something inside of you that wants to learn or expand or experience based on each of these rays. And if you read about the rays channeled by various individuals, do not restrict yourself to the interpretations of anything that was channeled about any of the rays of God, because they are the rays of the light of God. They cannot be limited. If you want to use the green ray for manifestation, use it. It does not have to be used for healing. Divinity. Mindset. Now, with these earthly energies that are coming forth, how do we use them, and how do we, if this blood moon eclipse that is happening, if this is resonating with you, work with it, with whatever ray of God that you wish to utilize, to integrate. When one wants to change the experience of planet Earth, one is really changing the experience within. That is the interesting contrast of what this is. We affect the change outward by changing inward, by changing the mind, by changing all the blockages, the obstructions. We're not changing the heart, really. We're changing how the mind perceives the heart. We're changing how our vibration is emanating outward. That's all we ever do. By changing our mind, by changing how we perceive our own heart. That's what this eclipse is about. How we perceive our own internal light, how we perceive our own divinity, by allowing ourselves to not be eclipsed by this physicality, by not having our mind, this physicality, in all the problems, all the humanness of this reality, by not letting that change our view of our own internal light, by not having this physicality eclipse how we view our own heart center, by how we view our own true light. If we can allow our light to shine and our mind not to evaluate this light shining out, then everyone else, this is the teaching tool of the divine light and the vibration of emanation. This emanating outward is the only tool we need. It will influence the collective consciousness. It will influence how we see our reality. And it will translate into visible, concrete changes in this 3D reality if we don't focus on the result. If we focus on aligning our mind with our heart, if we focus on the pleasure, the brilliance, how it makes us feel to shine our own light, by focusing on that, then all of our obstacles go away. All of our blockages, all of these eclipses. Nothing is going to eclipse our light. Nothing is going to eclipse anything. This is the path of ascension. This is why the collective consciousness has created the sun, the moon, the earth. Why the collective consciousness has created eclipses. It is not chance that the moon is of the perfect size to eclipse the sun perfectly from the perspective of planet Earth. It is your design, the design of the collective consciousness, the design of the intention of the white ray of God to create this perfect atmosphere for creation and expansion through contrast and the return to divinity. No matter what rays of God, they all come together in the divine light. And each and every one of them is divine in themselves because everything is divine. That is the hardest thing for humans to understand. Once we start to understand this, that everything is divine, that everything is God. No matter which aspect of divinity that you resonate with, whether it's Ganesh, Yeshua, Buddha, imagine the other person or the other thing that you're judging as them. Did you just hurt them? How do you feel now that you just hurt Ganesh, Hanuman? You just hurt them. How do you feel? You just hurt Jesus. How do you feel? You just hurt the Buddha. How do you feel? What will you change? How did it affect you? Each and every one out there is on their own divine path. Are you going to judge Jesus for walking his path? Are you going to judge the Buddha, Siddhartha, for walking his path? Can we adopt this mindset? We went off on a tangent. Does that answer your question with the rays of God and this blood moon eclipse and how to utilize them?
Yes, it really does. And it's so funny too that you spoke to the green ray because I had written down emerald ray in my notes before you brought it up. So I just love the interaction, the connection, and how I feel like this year we all seem to be tapping in more to maybe telepathically to that consciousness that is out there and that awareness. So thank you so much for reminding us that we are the divine and our connection to it. Blessings to you.
Blessings.
Thank you so much. I just want to make sure that there's no more questions in this chat because I have some in the YouTube chat, but just let me check really quickly. Nope. Okay, let me go over to YouTube one moment. There's a question from Joan, and she says, can you explain how to embody the I am presence? Or how did Saint Germain become the I am?
Excellent question. Excellent question. The truth is, you already are the I am presence. It is an irrefutable fact that you exist, and there is nothing that can change that. You already exist. Take that in for a moment. The I am presence is always with you because you are already it. It is a human mind that wants to overanalyze everything and to complicate everything. Which is perfectly divine all in itself. Each individual, when not in physical form, a part of the I am presence, decided to experience something in an incarnated life. One soul path, soul journey, soul contract. And then decided to incarnate and experience that. Why? Because it hasn't been done in just that way ever before. And I am existence, life as we know it, is now taken beyond where it was before. As a part of one's journey, especially on planet Earth, created by the white ray of God, with the intention to return to divinity and not come here just to experience. It's not just the party on planet Earth. I can do whatever I want to do, which it's true. You can. But the collective consciousness is the vibration that is affecting the rules on planet Earth. Because once we get here, it is one of the vibrations that we are breathing in, that are bringing in, and it influences how we are creating. Being the I am presence, remembering, even though it's not a great word, remembering your own I am presence. And by calling it your own, I'm hopefully connecting to the human in each and every one of you that believes that you are separate, that you are not the I am presence. Because there's this vibration on planet Earth that you are not divine. But you came here on purpose to experience that, to experience the vibration that I am not divine, and then to reawaken, remember, to become it, and to reinforce it. We do this. It is a very simple process. And you can choose, and many are going to choose to not believe it. And many are going to choose to, after experiencing it and believing it, going back to choosing to create via contrast, which is perfectly okay. No judging of it, because in any moment, we are all experiencing the I am presence. And then in the next moment, we're all experiencing the humanness of it. So let's not try to overanalyze this. Let us try to breathe through it. Becoming present is embodying the I am presence. By not embodying all the other things that we think that we are, all the other ideas that are flowing through the human mind, by allowing them to pass through, sooner or later, those thoughts, those streams of consciousness will merely go away, and what is left is presence, the I am presence. And what each remembers from that experience will be different. No one individual or ascended master can tell you exactly how it feels to be, to experience the I am presence. You will know when you know, and you will experience it. And then you shall return to being human, and then you will decide to try to experience it again. And you will set up rituals, and you will set up rules and boundaries all around trying to experience the I am presence again. Some call it meditation, some call it prayer, some call it everything else. The truth is, you are already the I am presence, and no one can take that away, because it is what you are. Just like with the boundaries before, no one can take it away. The human mind, the human experience can interpret those things as not being divine, and then one experiences being not divine, being hot, being cold, being frustrated, being happy, being elated. These are all excuses for not being the I am presence that you already are. whether we call them excuses or thoughts or mindset, whatever it is, whatever it takes you to slow down, to become present, to slow the human thoughts of the mind. Then the presence takes over. Then the presence becomes more than it already is. That's when the presence becomes divine. And that's when one knows, I am, I exist, I create. Does this make sense?
I believe it does. Thank you very much. I do have another question, if I may. It's from Francesca. She's asking about the quantum financial system and if it's due to come online in the end of this year, next year. She wants to know. And then there's a second part to her question where, of course, I can't see it. She says, what according to you should we additionally know about this?
Okay. So let us bring in one who would like to answer this question, one of the architects of this quantum financial system. One moment. Greetings. You may call me Shiata. I am one of the architects of this quantum financial system that we are trying to employ on planet Earth as a part of the collective system of value, of the influence of buying and trading. We are trying to roll this out within the next year and a half, depending on the cooperation of governments. We are not trying to do it to control things, as one might say. This quantum financial system was designed to handle all the minute details of a global economy, taking into account how the rainfall in one area will influence the crops that are grown, and how new mining technologies allows us to remove raw materials from the earth. This value system based on this quantum realm and the quantumness of planet Earth, the biggest obstacle of it is the cooperation of the individual countries that are involved in this rollout. They all have an egoic and self-centered approach to this money or this value or this coming into the quantum financial system and taking value out of it. They don't understand the true value of it, which is why it is not rolled out first. There are other individuals that want to utilize this and have other inputs into the quantum financial system that inherently do not belong in this quantum financial system. Those inputs that they wanted to put in continually are rejected because they're going to influence a greater aspect of control on what this financial system is supposed to do. It's supposed to make it easier for everyone to exchange value. It's supposed to make it easier to handle the ebbs and flows of value, of how one government is now going to collapse, and why does everyone want to invest differently because of that. It's simple, but it's complicated. It's complicated to explain this quantum financial system to humanity, but knowing that it's taking everything into account at the quantum level, that's the important factor. That any one individual isn't going to greatly influence it by its original design. All the changes the governments want to make to this are the things that is delaying it and complicating it. Does this all make sense?
Yes, I believe so. Yes. I understand that there's just so many questions about how this will roll out, what will be the implications, how do people prepare if they can prepare, that type of thing is more the question. It is part of the question or implied in the question, I believe.
So humanity can't really prepare for it. I mean, if any one individual has been a part of a country's downfall or them changing their monetary system, or maybe when the European Union went to the euro, they standardized on one monetary unit. When other countries who don't use that as their monetary unit want to trade with that bloc who uses that unit, there is a translation of value in what it means.
Right.
The same thing is going to happen with the change into this quantum financial system. There will be changes, and some countries will, oh, that's not fair for us. Well, the quantumness of this financial system will take that into account. The quantumness, if they adhere to the original design, we are just architects. How it actually gets employed is differently. When it's time for your country or your monetary unit to transition over to this quantum financial system, it will be a fair exchange at that point in time. How each country works, how each country has their economy set up, it will change the way individual countries have their economy set. Countries that have their economy set on non-realistic items will experience a devaluation of what their production is because their system is set up incorrectly. This is a part of what the other teams trying to roll it out are trying to teach and explain that how this is going to work and how you change your system now to integrate more efficiently. Because nobody wants trade disputes down in Southeast Asia to affect how production happens in the African nations or South American nations. The quantum nature of this financial system will take all those things into account. If any of this makes sense. I don't expect everyone to understand as a quantum architect understands.
Thank you so much. I believe that's clear. Thank you. There's another question from user 1. He says, energy vampires drain focus and vitality if manifesting requires energy. How can someone who feels constantly drained still manifest their dream life?
This is Saint Germain again. And energy vampires. Very interesting question. Thank you, user 1, for your question. Energy vampires. As a human, humans believe that their energy system is finite. That humans believe that they eat food and they breathe. And that these calories that they consume influence their body and produce energy, and that the living cells in the body take this energy and use the energy, consume the energy. The human body is a consumer of energy, yes. The spiritual body is not. The spiritual body can not only influence, but sustain the physical body by nurturing the spiritual body. This physicality, feeling drained, is a mindset. Just like setting up the boundaries before, setting up the boundaries of one's own mind. Continually choosing to deal with the individuals that frustrate you is not setting up boundaries. It's setting yourself up to learn the hard way. By setting up the boundaries, one then says, I no longer wish to experience that. And then over time, you have a chance to experience your own divinity. You can experience your own divinity through the frustration of the energy vampires by learning to breathe and focus the mind and becoming more aligned with your own I am presence, or the I am presence, because there is no difference. Look into practicing mindfulness. Look into, maybe write down things that you do that help you feel happy, that make you feel happy. Maybe list the foods that you eat that help you feel happy, and the activities that you do that help you feel happy. All these things are the opposite of energy vampires. Whether you see these energy vampires as individuals or you see them as experiences, it does not matter. You, on some level, have given them permission to take away your energy. You, as a matter of fact, are giving it away of your own free will. Ponder that for a moment. It is impossible for anyone to take away anything from you without your permission. on some level. You are a divine being. You are the I Am presence. The I Am presence will give away whatever it wishes to give away when it wishes to give it away. If you need to cut off the energy vampires because you haven't learned how to be present with your I Am presence, okay, cut them off. When you learn your divine lesson, when you learn what you needed to learn, if cutting them off is a part of your process to understanding your own I Am presence, then so be it. By telling the energy vampires no, you are standing in your own sovereignty from a human perspective. You are setting up boundaries. You are respecting yourself. How one can replenish one's energy after an energy vampire experience or any draining experience. It comes with knowing. We asked about making a list about what brings out your happiness, your joy. By understanding those things, by doing those things more, you will experience more joy, more ease in your human experience. And then sooner or later, that will become the norm. If with every breath that you take, you simply ask the divine to come in, feel how you feel replenished with that. And as you breathe out, breathing out whatever no longer serves. That is a mindset of permission. That is a mindset of inviting the divine, replenishing from the divine. This nourishment, this sustenance from divinity itself is inherent to your nature. You already know how to do this. It is already a part of you. But by you focusing on inviting in the divine through your breath, that mindset nourishes you, replenishes your energy. The longer you do it, or the more often you do it, the more you reinforce it in your human belief system, in your human energetic field. All these things you have created yourself. In this experience of energy vampires, you have created yourself. The only solution with every problem is align with the divine. That is it, which is your presence, which is presence. We don't have to call it the I Am presence, like there's only one official I Am presence. Presence, existence, can be sufficient. You are already it. You are already the sustenance that you seek. No one can take away this from you. Hopefully this answers your question. Are there any more questions?
Krishnapriya, you're muted if you are talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying no, we don't have any other questions. I had asked, thank you. And I'd asked Yana, she had retracted her question, but Yana, you don't have a question?
No, thank you. I was reacting to the architect. I was curious who the architect is.
Well, that's a question.
Yeah. So if it's because we moved on to Saint Germain again, and
Well, Saint Germain's hosting, so he's bringing in the different beings to answer any question.
yes. So I was just curious. He introduced himself with the name Shiata, and he said, "I am the architect." So I'm curious on what is this extraterrestrial information? Is this higher consciousness of humanity itself, or?
This is Shiata again.
Thank you, Shiata, for coming back.
I am one of the architects because we are quantum and merely just aligned with the vibration of today. So I, in your idea of I or individual, have come forth. We are is the easiest answer. We are consciousness. We are both earth-based and non-earth-based, because to design and architect anything from on planet Earth, one needs both an understanding of the quantum nature of it, and to thinking that anything quantum can be limited to just planet Earth or the solar system. So in that aspect, we are simply a part of this universal consciousness at the quantum level. Have experienced life on planet Earth, and maybe even a part of us is a part of one cell in one individual and one cell in another individual, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense to me. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for answering that. This was my question. Thank you.
Are there any more questions? Did we
No.
adequately answer how to prepare for it?
You had said that there was really no way to prepare, but to be in the now and to, I guess, and to summarize, to roll with it and trust.
By being yes, and yes. By aligning oneself with not necessarily the monetary needs that you have or you perceive that you have for your local, your city, your town, your country, by fully utilizing the law of attraction, by focusing on what you wish to bring forth using the value system. Because money is merely a representation of value on how we value these goods and services, and it's how we exchange goods over different aspects of time. Strawberries are ripe in early summer. How does one trade strawberries for pumpkins that are available in the fall. You have to trade for a thing of value, this quantum financial system. That's all it is. And instead of taking out a loan for producing your product in a factory, it's this quantum nature of this financial system takes care of the ebbs and flows of the needs of resources and production, and takes care of the time difference between production and purchasing the value to be delivered at a later date. If that made any sense.
I believe so, yes, very much so. There is an additional question from Sarah Paints. She says, oh, excuse me. Good morning. She says, good morning, everyone in Saint Germain. Can you help me understand why would I agree to so much abusive experience? Is it to assist the collective with this level of growth and being in healing? Help us all.
Thank you for your question. Very, very interesting question, and very interesting word choice in your question. By you labeling your experience as abuse or abusive, you are telling me that you no longer wish to experience that. Yet, you described in your question that this is a problem and it's continual. Which is much aligned with the previous questions and the previous responses.
Yes.
The continuation is of your own permission. You need to decide, do you need to stop it so that you can experience your divinity? Do you need to step away? Do you need to move away? Are you fearing for your safety? Many, many things. The human approach to it is human. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Do you need permission from an external source for you to go find safety? Abuse can come in mental or physical forms. How each of us react to this abusive situation in seeing it as abusive. Each individual will see it differently. By you classifying it as abusive, it implies that you no longer wish to experience that. I implore you to look for solutions. You know what the type of abuse is and how it is and how it's affecting you. Seek help in those areas, whether you search the internet or if it's of dire safety issues, maybe you go to the library to do the search. Somewhere where it can't be tracked, where the abuser can find out and then abuse more because, oh, you think I'm an abuser. Your safety is important. Your safety as a human and your human mindset is important. You standing up for your own sovereignty is important, and it's a very human thing. I heard implied in the question is to spiritually, why have you done this? As I look into your past lives, there have been times that you have been the abuser. and that you wanted to learn what it felt like on the other side. So you chose to experience this, which is, from a divine perspective, it is totally okay. If you truly wish to not experience it anymore, let us integrate that experience right now. Because you asked, which means you are ready. So if there is anyone out there willing to, who wants to change their experience, to integrate any past experience, whether we saw it as good or bad, let us do this now. So let us get comfortable. And let us set aside any thoughts for a moment. If any thoughts come in, simply allow them to go away. And let us invite in the presence, our divine presence. Let us invite it in with our breath. Breathing in divinity. Breathing out what no longer serves. Breathing in wholeness. Breathing out wholeness. Allowing the integration with every breath. Forgiving ourselves with every breath. Forgiving others with every breath. Forgiveness is just a word. Of letting go and integration. Feeling more whole with every breath. Becoming more present with every breath. Integrating. Being. The being, the presence, will take over. If you need to continue this, continue it. If you need to replay this section, replay this section. Continually breathing in divinity and wholeness. Allowing the I am presence, which you already are, to fill your awareness. I am integrates. I am is whole. I am is complete. I am is who you are. State that. I am. I am. I am. Now as we slowly come back, outside of the I am presence. How do you feel now? You feel the need to take any steps now. Make an action plan and then follow through. You are amazing. You are a master. You have chosen to experience this, and I honor you for doing so. Are there other questions?
Well, it's not a question, but I would like you to elaborate on something. You made a very beautiful point about uh, the Sarah's question about abuse, and that she's now choosing to experiencing it, because so many people would say, am I being punished for a past life? So now I'm having to experience it as a sort of punishment. But you described it as a choice of experience. And then also to perhaps in this life, there's a liberation from that abuse as well, with with the truths of sort of now being the abused, but having been the abuser. I'd like you to, if you can expand on that, if I understood what you meant with that. And Teresa just said, thank you so much for the meditation as well.
You are already the divine presence. You are already free. That is the truth. That is the ultimate truth. Freedom is not a goal, it is who you are. Freedom is not anything to attain, just like the I am presence is not anything to attain. You are already it. You, as this I am presence, have chosen to experience separation as an individual because the I am presence is still experiencing itself and will always be experiencing itself, allowing the expansion. I am cannot expand without you, without every thought that you have, without every thought that you have that you judge as right or wrong, as annoying or joyful. Each and every one of those thoughts is valid, and each and every one of those thoughts is divine and causes the expansion of I am. You, in your idea of separation as an individual, have chosen to remember past lives, which some call karma, which some call the soul. These are merely mechanisms for remembrance. Whether you call it that one mindset is empowering and the other mindset is reinforcing the victim mentality, that I am being punished for actions in a past life. Who is this ultimate authority that is punishing you? The I am presence does not punish. The I am presence merely is. And in and of itself is benevolent because it does not judge. And this I am presence is all loving. Loving is a human mindset. It's an idea of separation because one has experienced not loving. The I am presence is love itself, is respect itself, is trust itself. All these other words have come about because we have experienced other things than love, other things than trust, other things than faith. And faith is merely the choosing to move forward back into divinity and knowing that it is there. Did we answer the question? We got on our soapbox for a moment. So these past lives that you have created, whether one remembers them or not, these past lives have made an imprint in what you have chosen to remember in your soul, in your energy field. And you not feeling whole, not feeling balanced. And one can say that this karmic experience is because I am not balancing myself. So therefore, the universe, which is blaming, not you, for your experience. You have created your own experience. You are the I am presence. You are. So if the universe did cause it, you are the universe and you caused it. But as a more sovereign being, you chose to either balance yourself or experience something different. I didn't quite understand how that other person felt by me choosing that abusive experience in that life. I didn't quite understand it. So, in your quest to understand that experience from a different perspective, in a different life, you chose the opposite or a complementary. Does not matter what your experience is. And there's nothing wrong about experiencing it. The human mind wants to judge it and say, abuse is wrong, and we shouldn't do it. And therefore, laws are now created, and people then feel the need to stand up for themselves. All valid things. All valid things. And as one learns to stand up, once one has experienced enough of that non-preferable experience, then it is time to integrate. Every time one decides, I don't want that, is the perfect opportunity to integrate. And then it'll leave one's energy field if it's balanced, if it's integrated, and then there is no more need to want to fix it because it's integrated, because you are whole. And you think and know that you are whole and complete. It goes away on its own because one is focused on being whole and being complete. And sometimes humans need to set up boundaries and set up steps to get from here to there, which is totally okay. It's part of one's belief system. And by taking those small steps, we're reinforcing that belief system and reinforcing us feeling better. All good things. You are already divine. You are already whole and complete. This presence can be with you in your human form. This is the I am presence. The calmness, the ease of life that comes with the I am presence. The presence that you already are. It is the easiest thing. You are already yourself. You are already this presence. The human mind wants to take steps from this being abused state to the I am healed and I am whole state. Stepping away from the abuse, putting up boundaries, learning how to heal, all good things on one's own journey back to themselves, back to the I am presence, back to anything. One does not have to actually be the I am presence in their own mind to complete the journey, because you are already the I am presence. There really is no journey. There is no path. You are already it. When one starts to live the I am presence, that's when life becomes easy. One is not abused. One does not feel abused. One does not see it as abused. Then one chooses to create differently. And the universe responds, because you are the universe. Does this make sense?
You're muted, Krishna Priya.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm talking away over here. I just think that's just a beautiful explanation, and I want to thank you so much for that. I think that clears it up for so many people. And we do choose, it's not out of punishment, it's simply out of identification to help us have more fuller experience, more empathy for ourselves in the ultimate way. And I do appreciate that so much. That is all the questions that we do have for you. And I do want to thank you, Saint Germain. It's always beautiful when you're here. So if there's another being that would like to come through, or would you like to take this conversation in a different direction?
I thank you for having me. There is a Juaag here, if you would like.
I'm absolutely positive many people would like that. So, Yana, are you still here?
Yes, yes, please.
She's muted even. Okay,
Okay.
I will. Would you, as the Juaag, would you introduce yourself? Many will know who you are or of you. We are still learning about who you all are. And then Yana, when he's complete or when they're complete, please go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you.
One moment while I fully integrate. You may call me Kanana. As a part of the Juaag, what is the question? Because we can talk about so many things, and I'm feeling so many questions from this community. Is
The
there
first question. Hello, Kanana, and thank you so much for answering our request for coming and answering questions. First question was, can you give us a more broader view on who the Juaag are? Because we have learned bits and pieces, but we don't have a comprehension of who you are. Can you enlighten us in that way?
There are so many ways to describe the Juaag. What's important with planet Earth is the explorers, the focused mindset of the Juaag. It's all these emotions that the humans have are contrary to being productive. There's so much fear. We made an agreement. We're coming. It's simple.
Mm-hmm.
And the exchange that we wish to bring forth is more of understanding humanity, but to show that there's all these different better ways for humans to be more productive, for the planet to actually join the rest of the galaxy in mindset, in production, being a good neighbor.
Mm.
Do you think planet Earth has been a good neighbor? But the expansion that can happen when humanity and each individual's mindset that comes with this interaction. There are some races out here that want to just mine planet Earth, regardless of the population, regardless of the life. And there's many others that are coming for various reasons. Some are selfish, some are more benevolent. The Juaag want to intermix, let's say, to build a society together. You weren't ready before. You're almost ready, but with help, you will be. Does this make sense?
This makes sense. Thank you for explaining that. So there are on Earth who are a bit more advanced in their openness towards open contact, but those will probably not the ones you will encounter. You will enter in communication with more of the leaders of this planet, and they are somewhat more service to self, or that is part of the problem here on Earth. I think is that we embrace power instead of wisdom as when we choose our leaders, and this is part of what has to change. How do you see your first contacts happening and evolving?
So they know we're coming. And we're already in communication. And there are many that like how it is and don't want things to change.
Mm-hmm.
We have an agreement made by governments before in which some feel they want to not have it and not honor it and to renegotiate. Okay, we're coming. We're going to adhere to the spirit of the contract and the letter of the contract, our agreement. And we will attempt to be political about it, but we will. We're coming. And the human words are hard to describe in it. Is that not everyone's going to agree, and everyone on planet Earth has their own opinion of whether or not we are respectful, but we're going to come and communicate and interact and work with who wants to work. But it's a matter of fact at this point. There is no stopping.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you part of a collective effort in that way, incorporating other galactic open contacts efforts that were already in place? Am I making myself clear? Sorry.
Yes. We're trying to choose our words wisely.
Mm.
We're really in a matter-of-fact type people. Is
Mm-hmm.
that we're going to come and we're not going to dance around any subject. We're going to do what has been agreed. We're going to help where help is needed. We're going to establish footholds, colonies in places where we are welcome, and we will have a presence even if we're not.
So very, very humanly thought, and this probably will uh, make you smile a bit. Is what is your gain in this? Do you have an agenda, or do you have is there uh, a trade-off for you in this willingness of wanting to ascend Earth more?
I know what I know, and certain ideas are above my pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
I know what happens in our briefings. I know how we're coming. And there is sometimes it's amusing coming from, and I don't know how much of the official line that the Juaag should be saying. I did not have permission to actually come here and give official Juaag timelines or anything like that. The vibration was here for me. I'm sitting in meditation on my ship at this point, and we're coming, and I know the mindset of, let's call them coworkers. It's easier to understand that the others that are on the ship coming, I can get some of the mindset of what they are doing and what they're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the interaction with humanity and establishing. I have my orders on what we're going to accomplish. It may change. It's above my pay grade. When we come, it will be a benefit to humanity, and those who are open, it will be an enriching experience. With everything that causes change on planet Earth, there will be change. Some will like it, some will not. All will benefit from it. If you understand that.
I understand that. And first of all, I usually appreciate that you speak out and interrupt your meditation to talk to us. Know that you are talking to a group here that is very open and already talking to a lot of extraterrestrial beings, and is more understanding of the process and welcoming of the process. So can I ask you another question before other people? I will give the mic to other people. They will probably have questions. In the tone you are setting, and knowing that the society that you come from, would you say that you are more of a hierarchical kind of people, more military oriented, because you are very clear of mind and process of mind? Do I understand that correctly?
Let us just say that this is not a science ship.
Okay.
We have scientists on board. We have what you might call spiritual leaders on board. Our organizations thrive on hierarchy and dissemination of knowledge to be productive. but it's hard for people of Earth to understand our mindset, which is our upbringing, our culture, our way of getting things done. It's harder to explain to a human, which is why when we come, we'll show.
That's wonderful. What are you most proud of being of the Juaag?
I don't really know how to answer that because
Well, like
I haven't been. I'm a Juaag. I was raised a Juaag. I joined our military early, and this is how I'm trained. This is how I think. Us interacting with other races, yes, but me personally, it's not at the top of my list of priorities to be proud of any one accomplishment. I'm proud of all of my accomplishments. If we can say that.
Okay. Thank you so much for now, Kanana. And I know there are among us who have questions for you, so I withdraw and blessing on your path.
Don't forget to unmute, Krishna Priya.
Thank you, Angie. Unfortunately, we are really at the top of our hour. It is 1 o'clock and we have to end. So there are so many questions. But we can't actually continue because we do have a class after this. But I would invite you to come back if you would, either via Jim or with Will again at another time. But I do apologize for having to end the webinar. I would ask if you would give a blessing as you go out for us as we prepare to meet you in the future.
Well, Kanana is no longer here. This is Saint Germain.
Welcome back, Saint Germain. Would you please give us a blessing as we have to end this webinar?
Remember that you are the I Am presence. Remember that you already are this, and the I Am presence is always with you because you are the I Am presence. Allow this presence to live with you. Allow this presence to emanate from you. Allow this presence of God to be with you always.
Thank you.
How was it?
I think that's Will. Yeah, it was very good, Will. We actually went over time. Didn't even know. That's how enveloped I was in everything that was happening. Angie had to call me on the phone and say, "Hey, it's 1 o'clock." So thank you so much. I do appreciate the blessing, and I'm going to allow Angie to do some announcements. Please announce, Angie, who's next week. And again, Will, thank you so much. Thank you for stepping in for Jim, and we hope Jim is feeling better.
My
And
pleasure. Thank you.
we'll see him soon. And yeah, thank you to everyone that was in the YouTube and also in the chat room for such a beautiful webinar. Okay, Miss Angie, let me remove his spotlight.
Thank you. All right. We have Next week, I'm going to start there. Next week, we have Tony Ghazi coming back. He will be the channeler. There was a lot of people that requested him to come back, so I reached out to him, and so he will be back next Saturday. As a reminder, Elijah Speaks paperback is available. These are all of Elijah's, not all of them. This is the first book of Elijah's recordings, Elijah speaking, bringing it into this time period. If you are interested in this, it is not yet on Amazon to purchase, but if you send me an email at classes@hucolo.org, I can get that out to you. You can get a signed copy also. The other book, which is From the Galaxy with Love, that is also available as well. All right. Our class, the pendulum class, we had to do it in part 1 and part 2. And so we'll be doing that part 2 class as soon as we hit end. We'll be beginning. So on that note, I want to thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. If you liked the information or the content that was in this week's webinar, please hit the like and subscribe button below. And then here is our website, humancolony.org. Also, Hucolo, HUCOLO.org. That is also the website to get information to us. Jim's email, jim@jim-charles.com, and Jim's website, www.jim-charles.com. That's a mouthful.
Yeah. And Will, are you taking any private sessions now, or are you?
We'll be turning on private sessions again soon, but you can check out aquariumfire.com. And if you want to email me, will@aquariumfire.com.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Will.
Beautiful webinar, Will. And I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you to everyone in YouTube. For everyone who had questions for the Juaag, and I have a whole list from someone who asked. We simply did run out. I really had no clue what time it was. I rarely do not know what time it is. So thank you so